welcome. In this video I'm going to show you my collection of pendant motor ends, or sometimes they're called burrs or drill bits. There's lots out there on the market, so sometimes it's just useful to have a look through how they work, what the different ones do, so you can help make decisions around which pieces you might need for your jewellery making. So I've got a Foredom pendant motor which I'm going to be using. I love this one and it's got the quick release handle, but you absolutely don't have to have this. It is an investment. It's a few £100s. You might use a Dremel or another rotary tool. Whichever one you use, you can use these ends in them. So we'll start with the 3M Radial Discs, which are a really popular rotary tool end. And the colours that I use, they come in all different colours, but I use the yellow, then I use the blue, the pink and the green. So they all have different grits, so we need to make sure we use them in the right order. So I'm going to start with the yellow. I'm just going to polish up this little ring to show you what they do. And with these, I layer them 3 and put them in the pin. And I just do a light touch, so I'm not pushing really hard down. And I can also go in the middle to polish the inside of the ring. And then I'm going to go up to the blue. The longer you spend on each one, within reason, the higher shine it will be at the end. And so you can see that just with those 4 ends, I can get a really nice finish. I would use another tool now to do a high shine, but that's pretty good and pretty quick. Then some other tools that I quite like using are the Everflex. So this is a range of tools. They come in different colors, and I start with the blue, then I go to the gray, then it's kind of like a burgundy color, and then green to finish. So I'll just show you what they look like on my scrap copper. So they come in all different shapes. Some of them have pointed tips, some of them have flat ends, depending on what type of piece you're polishing. So this is the coarse grit. So hopefully you can see on there, that's quite abrasive. So I wouldn't use that on a lot of my pieces. That's more like the sanding, filing stage. Then I'd go up to grey. So I don't know if you can see, that's a lot softer. Then up to burgundy. And I'll just show you a different shape. It's a little softer again. And then the final one is the green. So when I'm working on a piece, I'll obviously do the whole piece and work my way through. So they're kind of the finishes that I get with those. And obviously if you layer them on top, you get a much higher shine. But I don't use these really to get a super high shine. They're more kind of filing, sanding and getting to the stage where I can then give a high shine. So they're those ones. Then some other ones that I really like. I love this tool for having like a really nice matte finish. So with this one, you want to make sure you wear some safety goggles, just in case. So find another little bit. And I'm not pushing really hard down with these again. I'm just going to do a light touch. And hopefully you can see there, it's a really kind of nice satin matte finish. Another one I really like for a matte finish is a Scotch Bright end, just like the thing we use for washing up, which is this one. And they come in green, and they also come in a red, and they also come in white. So they're all slightly different. So this is a green one. So again, a really nice finish. That one is quite fine matte finish. The red one is a little more abrasive. So all of these so far are really sanding, polishing. So that is the green and the red next to each other. It's very subtle differences, but the red is just slightly more abrasive with the overall finish. And I recommend when you buy your pendant motor ends to get a scrap piece of copper like this and just have a play and just learn how they work. So one like this, for example, this kind of disc is very abrasive. So I'll show you what that looks like. You can even hear how abrasive it is. So I might use that for doing some really interesting textures or a different finish to a piece, or even kind of carving a bit out. So fun to have a play with. Then another popular one, which I use quite a bit, is it's a split mandrel. So this has got some sandpaper on the top. So I'll just show you. That's the split mandrel. It's got just kind of like a split down the middle. And then you can get any grade sandpaper, emery paper, wet and dry. Pop it in the middle, not in the middle, but down the slit, and just turn it round a little bit to get it started. And this makes your sanding process so much quicker. So you can work your way through all of the grades on almost any shape piece using this one. Another burr that I really like, which isn't for polishing, it's called a cup burr. So if you have ear wire ends or earring posts or even claw ends sometimes, these are really nice to just round off the end. So if you've got a piece of wire and it's quite sharp, then they literally have a cup inside of them. Not sure if you can see. So it's just a cup at the end. And if I pop it in, hold on to my piece, and go from the top down. You want to match the size of your wire with the size of the cup as much as possible. And it just really just smooths off all the end, which of course you can do with a needle file or anything, but it gives a really smooth edge and it's just so quick. So they're great as well. And of course, drill bits. So these are drill ends and they come in all different sizes. So if I'm going to drill a piece, it's much quicker to use these on a rotary tool than to hand drill. And I'll normally start with one of the smaller ones and work my way up. These come in all different sizes. You don't need all of these things. It's just to show you the options of what are out there. You might just buy one small one and one sort of medium one. They range from less than 1 millimeter all the way up to about 1.5 mil. Another burr that I use quite a lot is a stone setting burr. So that's in this pack. So at the end, it's got the shape of like a diamond shaped brilliant cut or CZ. And they're great for, you can use them in wax, you can use them in metal, and you go down into the metal again to create a setting for that stone. So I have those in small, and because I love my gemstones, I also have a large pack. So you can see they come in all different shapes and sizes to fit your particular stone that you're setting. So I think that's a lot of them. I have a lot of felt ones as well. I don't use the felt ones much, These were one of the things that I bought as a pack that I thought was going to be amazing, and then to me I just don't use them very much. I'll show you what they do. They're kind of just very soft, so they don't have much of an effect, but they do give a little polish. So if you want something that's just very gentle, or you're just cleaning up an area before you polish it, sometimes I'll use the felt tip ends as well. And then finally, one of my favorites is these ones, the fluffy ends. That's not the technical term. So I like to use these with a bit of Luxie, so white or the blue Luxie. And I'll just show you on this piece, which has already got a fairly good shine, what I like to do. Just get a bit of Luxie on and go for a polish. And you can see already that side compared to that side gives a really lovely finish. So that's my whistle-stop tour through some of my favourite pendant motor ends. As you can see, there's lots, and you know, depending on what type of jewellery you make, there might be some that are more relevant to you than others, but I would definitely recommend trying out some different ones to see what works best for you. And do come and share with me in the comments your favourite ends as well, if there are any that I've mentioned or there's something different that's not on my list, because maybe I can add it to my list. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on another one very soon. Bye for now.